Welcome to a very special edition of 69 Minutes. Tonight we bring you a story 9 years old that took place on March 10th, 2001, in Sacramento, California. A private security guard noticed a man near the 7-Eleven store on La Riviera Drive attempting to get into his car. The man, later identified as Yount, appeared to be under the influence of alcohol. The security guard flagged down police officer Samuel Davis and pointed to a white vehicle in which Yount was attempting to drive off. Officer Davis approached Yount and noticed that his eyes were glassy, and he appeared to be inebriated. Yount also smelled of alcohol, so Officer Davis directed him to get into the back seat of his police car. Yount walked over to Davis's car but refused to get into the back seat. Once he was placed in the back seat, Yount's attitude had changed. He began banging around in the car, screaming obscenity, directing racial slurs at Officer Davis, who was black. Finally, Officer Davis pulled Yount out of the patrol car, got him on the ground, and with the assistance of nearby security guards, managed to place him in handcuffs. Minutes later, Sacramento police officers Daniel Swafford and Thomas Shrum and California State University police officer Deborah Hatfield arrived to provide backup assistance. As the officers were filling out paperwork for a DUI report, Yount again became hostile and violent in the back of the patrol car. He was kicking, screaming, yelling obscenities, and banging his head against the passenger window. At one point, Yount put his legs outside the patrol car, prompting Officer Swafford to apply his taser gun. Soon, however, Yount resumed kicking, screaming, and banging in the back of the patrol car. Just as Officer Davis walked toward the rear door of the car, Yount kicked out the window, causing the glass to explode and shatter. For safety reasons, the officers decided to transfer Yount to another patrol car. Finally, Officers Davis and Hatfield forcibly extricated Yount from the back seat. As he fell out of the car, he landed on top of Officer Davis, injuring his elbow. The officers then tried to pick Yount up and carry him to another patrol car. The task was difficult because Yount screamed and kicked and spat on the officers. Officer Davis rolled Yount over and put his knee into Yount's back, while the other officers held him down. They applied leg restraints. But because Yount continued to resist and thrash about, Officer Shrum decided to apply his taser. Shrum told the officers to hold on, that he was going to tase him. Shrum reached into his holster and drew what he thought was a taser gun. Aiming it toward the back of Yount's thigh, Shrum pulled the trigger and heard a pop. He looked at his hands and realized he had discharged his pistol. Shrum exclaimed, "Oh God, I shot, I shot." This is what it may have looked like. Once they ascertained that Yount had suffered a gunshot wound, the attending officer summoned medical assistance.
We'll put